This episode of Chicken and Curds is not at a place that's traditionally about either one.
It is a pizza place. Yes, it is a pizza place.
This is Vito and Nick's. It is a Chicago tradition. Now, part of how pizza started at a place like this, and like where the old Halstead Street Tavern was, where Aunt Claire and where Celeste started making pizzas, is that they're bars. And when you're at a bar, you don't necessarily want to wait a whole bunch of time for the pizza to be made, so they need to make a kind of pizza that can cook quickly. So what they do is they make a very thin crust pizza that only takes a couple of minutes to cook. It's like Milwaukee thin crust, of what we think of, not the Chicago deep dish that you normally hear. Part of the beauty of the Chicken and Curds series is the idea that we're going to places that serve chicken and curds, but that don't specialize in it necessarily, but they at least offer it for kids like this little guy. This is the Italian beef pizza with mild giardiniera on it. It was what was featured on Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives. Helped put this place on the national map.
You're not getting any shots of my chicken tenders. I'm gonna eat them like.
Got a nice piece right here. This Italian beef pizza. It is hot. Outstanding. Combination of the char and the thin crust, the earthiness of the Italian beef, which I've never had on pizza before. Balance with the giardiniera. It is so good. So good. There is such an explosion of flavor in so many different fashions with this. It is just off the charts.
No.
I appreciate you being a trooper tonight. For being so late in the evening after we've done so much in Chicago today. So thank you, little buddy. Let's describe the chicken tender itself.
It's a decent chicken tender. It's an average chicken tender. You would go to a place and get pretty crispy. It tastes good.
Is the breading thick or thin?
Well, I'll let the viewers decide that for themselves. Comment, thin or thick?
I mean, do you like it thicker? Is Culver's thicker compared to that, for example?
I would say so.
Okay, so you like more breading on it versus less, seemingly.
Yeah, I also think that these bumps, I prefer maybe a straighter tender. So I would say one of those might be a little bit better, but good. So now I will take the camera. And what is your review?
Well, I haven't eaten them yet, so I wouldn't be able to really tell you. In all seriousness, this might be one of the top 5 pizzas I have ever had in my life. I've never had a combination of flavors like this on a pizza, and it is so ridiculously good.
The tenders, I gotta give it, it's not quite a 90, but it's not a 50. So I'll just straight up give it a nice 70, just a 70.
Now, typically you're going to find higher ratings for restaurants where their chicken is the thing. Here at Vito and Nick's, it's not. It's about the pizza. Some of the best pizza, especially in Chicago's South Side, maybe the entire city, depending upon what you like. So chicken tenders are more something that you'd expect to have for kids if they don't like pizza, for example. I mean, most kids love pizza. He doesn't, unless it's a certain type. And, I mean, that's what you'd expect out of a place like this. This is what you come for. I'm seeing something right here on the Pizza Man menu, a pretty big claim.
Okay. They are saying there's the best cheese curd. It says right here.
Yep, I saw it right there.
Best cheese curd.
Now, what makes the best cheese curds? You've had Sass's, you rank that number 1 right now.
Okay.
What makes it so good?
Beer batter. That is just off the charts.
Okay.
Also, it's just the taste of Sass's. I think it's a taste I'm used to, I've grown up with, so my taste buds are so used to it. Same with Culver's. Taste buds are just used to it, so it automatically tastes good. But as long as it's breaded, you're fine.
For those who love wine, this is one of the best wine lists there is in the city of Milwaukee. It is fantastic, the different options they have. Some people come even more for a glass of wine than for their pizza, which is out of this world. Now, Pizza Man is a special place for this little man's mommy and me. My wife and I first came here for our first date when we were getting together back more than 15 years ago. We actually didn't eat here at the Pizza Man location because it was already too packed, so we just took it to go, took it out down to the lakefront along Milwaukee and had a good sunset dinner, which that was the first step towards marriage, which of course led to this little guy. Now, you've been here before.
Yes.
What did you enjoy when you were here?
I just like it up here in the loft. I would call it a loft. This view, amazing. Just look. You could look at the stoplight if you would like.
People watching. The pizzas here can get pretty experimental. I'm a big fan of their pesto pizzas, for example. You can get very adventurous with the things you do here. It's a bit different than Vito and Nick's when you consider it's much more of an artisanal type of setup, much more about having a glass of wine, a little bit more romantic atmosphere, though it's busy as you can hear, but it's still the quality of pizza. And it again goes back to the Milwaukee thin crust tradition of having pizza at the pub, at the bar, with having the kind of pizza you can quickly make because you didn't want to sit there and wait for deep dish. You want a cracker thin crust that can be made very quickly while you're enjoying your beer. That's what Milwaukee style pizza became, and it's now developed into an art form, and a place like Pizza Man has made it something special.
Overall, it's a good cheese curd. First bite is better than the second one, if that makes sense.
These curds use a very light batter, perhaps not necessarily as heavy as what you would get at, say, a Culver's or a Sass's, which is what this little guy is used to. It's much more of a very light type of batter. It cooks quicker, so you get more of the cheese and more of the flavor of the herbs that they put in it, versus the taste of the crunch, if you will, that it may not necessarily matter as much. Also, the way they do things here, you've got marinara and ranch, if you want. This little guy doesn't.
How light it is, that's making it. I'm sorry if you like Pizza Man a lot. I also am going to have to say it goes down because that light is out. That's how
I can see it there. We can see it.
That downgrades the restaurant review.
No.
The rest of the lights are on. That's good.
But you were making the point that what so many people tend to like when it comes to cheese curds are the lighter batter. That way you taste more of the curd. You're not as much a fan of it.
You have to have good breading or beer batter Curds, like Saz's does.
Our pizza's here!
Yay!
This is that cracker thin Milwaukee thin crust pizza. It is outstanding. Let's give it a number. He's thinking.
70.
A 70 out of 100 with Culver's being 100 cents is 101. And again, it's because it's the light batter, not the thicker batter that you're used to.
And the cheese isn't very high quality, too.
I would disagree with you. I think it's fantastic cheese.
I think the cheese might be too high quality, actually.
Guess who's having cannoli?
Cheers. No cameras for the cannolis.
Mommy will bring some cannoli home to you.
Make sure to watch our video about the giveaway. We are doing a giveaway. Please get us to 200 subscribers so we can give you guys stuff.
Free stuff is always
free stuff. And then also, like, share, subscribe, hit that bell.
Ding,
Ding, ding. And we will see you so more from down in Milwaukee. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Anthony Cam. And we are here at Pizza Man in Milwaukee. Let's go. Go Bucks.
Welcome folks to the competition of Vito and Nick Money Mode. The loser has to do it tonight. Will we know what it is yet? No, we will not. Here we go. The rules are any, mini, money mode. So you take a ride, so it's a whole baby go. Any, mini, money mode. Mom will say to pick the very best one, and you are not it. And now, I have to do the dance. Thank you for watching the video.